Hello, people of YouTube, and welcome back. So, yeah, where have I been? Yeah, so I've kind of it's not been like a massive long time since I've last made a video, but for me, I guess it's been a while. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone, by the way. I hope everyone had a good time. I was watching Retro Ed's video recently today, and he was on about how many videos they are, and it just made me think, do you know what? I might as well just add to the madness and make a video since I've not done one for so long. Yeah, I've been watching loads of people's videos and stuff like that, but I've just not been commenting as well. Like, I feel really bad because I always consider myself a YouTube watcher first over content creator, abbreviated commas and stuff like that. Yeah, I just enjoy watching YouTube, but I've not, to be honest, I've not watched as much YouTube as I would have done back in the day, just because for me it's not as easy to do. I'm flipping so busy all the time. This is the first weekend I've had that I've not been out on the piss or doing something like going to an event or something like that. So I thought, do you know what? Let's go do the game room, because the game room's got a couple of things I need to adjust and it's a flipping mess. So I need to adjust that so I can tidy it all up and then put my pickups away that I've got. And I thought, do you know what? While I've got my pickups out, because these have just been accumulating in the room, not being put away. And I thought, might as well just show them on YouTube. Combination of Ed speaking about it and the fact I just took loads of pictures of them to send to someone. Yeah, it just made me think, let's go do it. So there's a lot of stuff here, because this is like about 3 months worth of stuff, maybe longer. It's just, oh, what have I been doing? So, like, this is still not as much as what I would have got once upon a time. This is like a month's worth of stuff, probably once upon a time. So yeah, I am getting better. I've been buying a lot more of these things just recently. Vinyls. I've got a load of these still. I've got about 20 vinyls, like, waiting, stuck in pre-orders. Like, you think you get stuck in pre-orders on video games, but vinyls are just the same. So much good stuff at the moment, getting re-releases that never had a vinyl, or so rare on vinyl that you're never going to get them. So yeah, without further ado then, shall we go start this? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that's like a bit random. So, talking about random, I bought an Amstrad cassette. Don't normally buy these, and it's Nemesis, or Gradius as most people know it as. So I bought this off Craig's Here Again at his at Doncaster Market. I was selling some rugs. I've stopped making rugs because I've just not had time. It was kind of making me a bit insane, to be honest, because I was just doing so much. But yeah, I bought this because obviously I love Gradius. It's one of my favourite gaming series. It just brings me back to the NES days. And yeah, just nice to have a box. It definitely needs a good old 2TI and a TT glue. I'll never play it because I don't own Amstrad, and I never will. But it's just nice to have like these Konami boxes for the old like PCs, computer. I don't know what you'd call them. Not consoles. Are really cool. I'd love to get all of these. That would be nice. And like a nice MSX collection would be good. Konami MSX collection. So a couple of games here actually. So I'm going from oldest to newest to latest. Not pickups, but just generations. So people can turn off if they want to halfway through when the PlayStation 4 last generation comes out. Yeah, next up we've got a couple of games here that I got from James Basabi. James, can anyone remember James? Come back, James, because we all miss you. Just listening to you talk about just random stuff, going around different shrines and everything like that. If you don't know James, he's from over here, lives in Japan, and yeah, he was kind enough to send me some games. And the first one up is Baby Joe on the PC Engine. Now, let's get this out of here so you can maybe see it a bit better. So it was funny, like I was going through this like Amiga games on the PC Engine. There's quite a few because obviously I'm a big Amiga fan. Well, maybe not obviously, but I am a big Amiga fan. And yeah, I found Baby Joe, which is an old Amiga game. To be honest, I never played this, but yeah, it's one that's by Loricel. If you can see there, you may recognize that name. So there's quite a few of these on the PC Engine. Well, I say PC Engine, it's PC Engine CD, and they all tend to have this blue CD as well, I've noticed. So yeah, really cool. So yeah, I was just talking about him, and I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind getting this, but it's quite expensive. And James was like, I can get you this really cheap, and he did. So thanks for that, James. Next up, I think I might have already got this. I think he just picked this up for really cheap. I don't know what, 980 yen. Yeah, I can't remember if I've got this. This is quite a staple one. There is a name for this, and I can't remember what it is, but it's like a platformer. But yeah, quite a good one to have. And yeah, the pick of the bunch, well, actually, there's quite a few more to come. And it is, I can't remember what this is now. Blazion. It's called something Dion. I can't remember what it's called in Japanese, something Dion, but this is known in the West as Blazion, which is, of course, it's a shmup. So here we go. So I'm looking at showing you the graphics on the back, because this is just going to be a video I'm just going to upload. I can't be bothered. Can't be bothered with, there's too much. I'll be here for like 2 weeks doing this. So yeah, this is a cool shooter. Added to my shmup collection. I'm quite close to getting a full shmup library for the Super Famicom. Of course, they're all stupidly expensive left, the ones left to get. And next up, this is like probably my last pickup I've got. We're speaking to Dylan, who's going for like 50, I don't know if I'm spoiling this, but 50 Super Famicom games he wants in his collection. And he picked a few up, and it just made me look on eBay, and I saw flipping balls, 3D balls. So people know this is a Mega Drive game, don't they? So we didn't get this over here, which is strange, because I think this is like made by a Western studio. But yeah, I love that cool pink box. James, you need to get on this. That's definitely a game for you if you've not got it already. Next up, more games from James. We have got Bomberman. Well, this is the puzzle Bomberman game for the Virtual Boy. And then also we have got Red Alarm, which is sort of like a space shooter. It's not like a shmup as such. It's more like you go into the screen, a bit like Star Fox. So these are great to add to the collection. So thanks for that, James. There's really not many Virtual Boy games I want left. So I know I did a couple of videos that I don't think I actually uploaded, and I don't know if I uploaded this, but basically I've sold most of my PAL PS1 collection, and I'm just going for Japanese now. So I think I showed a load before, and here is some. If I didn't show them, then I can't remember, but that's what I've done. But I definitely don't think I showed these. So we've got Suikoden. So I sold my Suikoden games, and these are flipped like for hundreds, and got these for tens. So it just makes sense, doesn't it, really? This is Suikoden 1. I still kind of prefer the box art and everything on the PAL one. I think it's just because it's what I know, even because it's a lot more basic than this, but it's still pretty cool. Although I do like the box art for the Japanese version of 2. That's quite cool, but it's just not as cool because it's only in a normal case. So yeah, this cost me. So basically this is like about 200 quid game for the PAL, and this cost me 15 quid, including the strategy guide posted. Like, how crazy is that? Like, the thing is, these are just like shelf fillers. I've beat these games multiple times, so I'm never going to play them again, and if I do, it'll probably be the PS4 remasters or whatever they are. So these are just like shelf fillers, like just memories, like memory holders. Like, I'm a collector, like, doesn't mean I have to play the games you're not going to play all these games every 5 minutes anyway, are you? So next up, we've got In the Hunt for the PlayStation 1. So I don't know, I think this was part of a bundle of like games that I got. Yeah, it's kind of, I've had this before, which it is the better version, but I still want the Saturn version. I'm a Saturn kid, aren't I? I love my Saturn. So it's nice to have, and to be honest, I think the box art is a bit nicer on this, but yeah, it would have been better to get the Saturn version. But talking about game shmups that didn't get a Saturn version, we have got Gradius Gaiden. So yeah, this only came out in Japan, and it's flipping fantastic. I've been playing this a little bit, before I destroyed my room, before I took all the screens out and everything like that. So absolutely love this game. This is like flipping one of the better Gradius games, so nice to have. And then also from Craig's Here Again, we got Einhander, which I think I sold to James, I think, my original copy. I've always said I don't really like this, but I kind of like, yeah, I really just want to get just shmups now. Shmups and RPGs, and then just whatever's in between. They're sort of like my main pickups that I'm going to be getting. That being said, I've really slowed down on my collecting habits. Even PS4, I've not really been picking up a lot compared to what I'm used to. So many limited games that I've kind of put on the back burner. So next up, just going insane here, just picking up the same stuff as what I've had before. Batsigan, classic game. I always said I wouldn't like buy any of the heavy hitters again, and I've bought this on the PS4, the remaster, remake, whatever it is, just put onto disc, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll be happy with that. I'm not happy with that. I need to get it all back, don't I? So it's like insanity. I think Tootie said in one of his in his Christmas video, like you can sell up or whatever, but you can't take the collector out of a true collector. If you're just there for showing off and everything like that, that's a different thing. But as a collector, this stuff is just ingrained in you, and it really is. Like I could sell this collection again, and then I'll still have something to obsess over. You just can't get out of it. So Battle Garega, yeah, had this before. Classic flipping game. It's so addicted to this. I actually beat this on my arcade a couple of months ago. Obviously, I used about 1 million continues on it, but it was nice to do. And like the last year, I've been playing shmups a lot differently than I used to. I used to play them I used to play them how I play them now, where you just put continue after continue and then just go through it all. But then I started doing like high score challenges, and I'd just be doing 1 credit at a time and learning the levels and seeing how far I can push that credit. And that was great, but I feel a bit crap at video games at the moment. In fact, I mean, the reason why I've not done a 52 game challenge is because I've not even got even halfway yet, and we're at the end of the year. I've not even beat 26 games yet. How bad is that? But anyway, well, actually, I'll probably beat more because I don't count shmups when you use multiple credits. So there is that. So I probably have beat 52 games, but with lots of credits. Including this one. But yeah, like I'm really enjoying just going through games, like through shmups, and playing them with as many credits as humanly possible. If it was real and I was putting like 50p in a time, I probably would be able to buy the game outright how many credits I put in. But fortunately, free play is fantastic. So yeah, Battle Garega. Next up, we've got Gekiriden. That's back to front for me. I hope it doesn't upload that way. Gekiriden. This is, who is it by? Virgin Games, apparently. I can't remember who puts this. I think it's a Taito game. But yeah, it's a cool shmup. It's not one that gets talked about too much. A vertical shooter. Let's have a look at the old screenshots. But it's quite colourful. This is on the Egret 2, and you even get like a little Gekiriden overlay as well, which is quite nice. So yeah, I've always got a soft spot for this game. It's not the best, but it's quite good. Next up, I think I got this from Craig's Here Again. Had to get it, and it is Strikers 2. Yeah, fantastic game. Like a lot of the Psycho games all play the same, except this is just a little bit less colourful than some of the others, but the gameplay is just top notch. I've overlooked these games so many times just because they're like war shooters, and I'm not really too much of a fan of them. But there is enough sci-fi to these that makes it worthwhile. And like I say, the gameplay is fantastic. Strikers games, top drawer. Now, this one I got for a flipping bargain. I can remember when I got this, it was like, is it a shmup? Is it not? And I was like, it was so expensive, I just never thought I would ever get it. And it is G-Vector. So this is, it plays like Star Fox. So if you can see, it's like a 3D on rails shooter. Quite a cool game. Is it better than Star Fox? I'm not too sure. Probably not. Star Fox is quite iconic and everything like that. This is a lot more basic. The visuals are not quite as striking as Star Fox or something of that ilk. But that being said, it's a really good game. But I mean, when I was looking for this back in the day, this was like 300 plus game, and I got this for a fraction of that. I saw it on eBay, and I was like, I'm not even gonna like try and haggle. I just went buy now. So yeah, got that one. Next up, I think this one was from what's it called? Dana's show, the Black Country Gaming Fair. So I don't think I've shown this, and it is what is it? Desimon 2. So this is a shoot 'em up construction kit. But what's cool about this is not just that it's a shoot 'em up construction kit, is you can download all the levels, which I have done, and then load them up onto like a CD and put them onto a cartridge, like a memory cartridge, and play it that way. Play all these games, and there is a video somewhere on YouTube that shows you which ones are the best ones and everything like that. And some people have made some amazing games, so I really need to get into doing that one. And next up, so I've owned all them games before, but I haven't owned this one. This is the first time I've owned this game, kind of, and it is Twinkle Sprites 2, which I've just remembered. I've got a couple of games. Hang on. Oh no, I can't pause it. Maybe I need to. Where's me? Oh yeah. Also, I broke my phone over Christmas as well, so I now have to use my stylus to actually use. Back. Picked up a couple of games I don't think I've shown before. So yes, Twinkle Star Sprites. I've owned the Dreamcast version of this, but I never the Sega Saturn version. And yeah, what this is, it's sort of like a 2-player versus shmup, which is so cool to play as a 2-player. I wish we played this at, on the stream, to be honest, on the charity stream, because this would have been quite fun. So it plays a bit like, you know, like how Puzzle Bobble, if you do like a big like clear, it'll put like loads of blocks and bubbles onto the other side for the opponent to make it like a lot harder for them. It's kind of got a similar kind of mechanic as that. So yeah, really cool to have. Yeah, maybe I can go for a shmup collection again for the Saturn. I've got quite a lot of good ones, to be fair. So yeah, the ones that I went to go pick up. Talking about Twinkle Star Sprites, we've got Twinkle Star Sprites, whatever this is called, the PS2 version. So I got this off Craig's Here Again, which this has been in the sort of in the works for quite some time. I think it was Doncaster. Was it Doncaster? No, it was a Black Country Game Fair. He came over and he took a load of like PAL PS1 games that like got upsold by Pete Fighter. Pete Fighter was doing God's work. He was like, buy this, buy that, and Craig bought it. And I was like, but I didn't want to take any money off him, so I was like, well, I'll just get a couple of PS2 games that I've not got. So this is one, and I thought this was just like a compilation. Well, not a compilation. I thought it was just Twinkle Star Sprites, but on the PS2. But didn't realise it's actually a sequel. So it's I don't know if it is a sequel or if it is just a 3D version of it. But yeah, I need to play this. I need to get around to playing that. So that's quite cool to have. And one again, to get back into the. I mean, you have to have it. Gradius 5, another Gradius game. Classics, of course they are. This is a really good game. Made by Treasure, which you don't expect to make shmups, but they do it well. I suppose you do expect them to make shmups, but yeah, they do a really good job. Is it by Treasure? Am I making this up, or am I thinking of another? What's going on? I can't find anything that says Treasure. I'm just making shit up here. I'm really tired. Like I say, this is me just procrastinating from making my game room. But anyway, great game, fantastic. And bloody hard. It's really long. I sold a lot of my PS3 games, but in doing so, it made me like I've kept a few of them, ones I want to play, still yet to play. And Final Fantasy 13-2 is one of the games I still have yet to finish. So I actually played this game first. I don't know why. I played it on the 360, and I kind of got like a bit stuck in like this time traveling mechanic. But since I beat the first one, it's made me want to play the second one again and actually play it on the PS3, because I beat the first one on PS3, so that'll be nice to finish it on the PS3 and then do Lightning Returns, which I've also got. Next up, now, so that's all the what people consider retro. So we're on to in fact, should we do Switch stuff next? Because some people like that, don't they? Next up, we've got Gunvein, which is a shmup on the Switch, obviously. Obviously, this never came out on the PS4, unfortunately, hence the reason why we've got it here. I've got this digitally. I've been playing this actually quite a bit, to be honest. It's by NG Dev Team. So I think this one maybe is on the Neo Geo. Might be making it up, but they do make versions of shmups that are on modern systems on the Neo Geo. Really good bullet hell game. When I first played it, I didn't like it, and then I played it again when I actually received it and actually really got into it. So yeah, next up we have got Mishihime Sama, classic, one of my favorite games. I don't know if I've showed this, to be honest. This one is actually one that I thought I already had, and then when it came through the door, I was confused as oh, but yeah, it's because I pre-ordered it so long ago. I love these Super Deluxe games, love like the packaging, love everything about that. So yeah, great to have on the Switch, so I then can play this on the arcade machines, which I can anyway, but I'm just stupid. Next up, from the the live stream, the charity live stream that Gordon put on. I won one of the charity raffles. It was the first one. I was like, oh, that's great. I wonder if I win some of the others. I never did. But it was good that all that money went into charity. And yeah, got Sayonara Wild Hearts on the Switch, which is great to have because this is a fucking great game. Just a nice chill, like, just enjoy music and play game sort of thing. So I played this on the PS4. There's another game I forgot to show that this is, I'm not saying this is the cream of the crop, this is just what was to hand. And then next up we've got Double Kick Heroes, which is by Red Art Games. Yeah, unfortunately this never got physical on the PlayStation, but yeah, I started playing it. It's like a rhythm game. So you're in this car, and then you've got like these basic buttons presses that you've got to do. It's all right, but it's not gonna it's not the best music, it's not the best gameplay, but it's kind of okay. I started playing it and just not got around to finishing it yet. But yeah, it's in a steelbook. I've not got a Switch steelbook, so is that nice to have? I don't know. It ruins the symmetry, doesn't it? Think that is all my Switch games. Yeah, that's all my Switch games. Right, next up, PlayStation 4, the cream of the crop. PlayStation 4, Sea of Stars. I even got this in there, yeah. So it comes with a nice little poster and everything like that. So I've heard a lot of good things about this. I know Callum has beat this, which is very unusual because he doesn't play RPGs. And I know he said that it just kind of overstayed its welcome for him. I did start playing it, but my head wasn't in playing it. Like I say, I've not really beat many games. I'm currently playing Indiana Jones on the Xbox though. That is really good. It's not too much. It's just enough to keep my mind active enough not to think about stuff. So next up we've got Final Fantasy Collection 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I heard about, well, obviously this was like selling for like about $1,000 at one point. And then I saw that there was going to be a release on the Square store where it was originally. So I went and bought it, pre-ordered it, and then like a couple of days later, there was pre-orders on every like retail store, and it was cheaper than Square. So I cancelled my order and I ordered it from Game Collection or something like that. And I received this like about 3 days before the release, and it's still sealed. I've only played Final Fantasy VI, but I've never beat it. In fact, I've played a couple of the others, but only briefly. They were on the PlayStation compilation, the PS1 compilations. I had them as a kid. I was gifted them as a kid and just never really played them. I was like, these are too basic. Next up, the Tartarus Key. So this is by Super Rare Games. I've not had many Super Rare games, but there is, on the PS4 releases, there's quite a lot of good ones. This only released, I think there's only 999 of them. But this is like a PS1 horror style game. So I've heard mixed things about it, but I think generally it is quite a good game. So yeah, I need to get around to playing that. So this is a good one to have. Next up, I'm blaming Pete Fighter. I forgot I even got this. Coffee Talk 1 and 2. Yeah, Pete Fighter bigged it up. I was kind of like really, because I've not been really playing games too much, I was kind of like, oh, I wouldn't mind like getting into a cozy game. I think that's what they call this. It's sort of like a you read and sort of just enjoy a bit of chills music and, you know, not really putting your mind to much work, but still not played it. Next up, that's a PS5 game. Next up, we've got Cat Maze. So I know Dylan played this recently. I say recently, I think it was quite the beginning of the year. I remember him ordering this ages ago, and it sold out, so he didn't get a copy or something. And then all of a sudden it came back in stock. So yeah, how many of these there actually are, who knows? It's a bit weird because like I bought this months after it apparently went out of stock. But yeah, this is supposed to be a Metroidvania, but it's got the dreaded Ratalaika Studios or whatever it is, games symbol on there. So not really thinking much about that. Next up, Golf Club Wasteland. So this is sort of like a 2D platforming golf game. So I've heard mixed reviews, like kind of like favourable reviews for that. So looking forward to that. All these are from Red Art, and then the next is Procession into Cavalry. I've been wanting to pick this up for ages, and I finally did. And so this is like a point and click, and it just reminds me very much of, what does it remind me of? Not Fawlty Towers. What's the other one where they have like the big feet that like stomp on you, like old comedy shows? I don't know. It reminds me of that anyway, which I can't remember. Next up, Star Ocean, The Second Story. This is a PlayStation 1 remake, and it's kind of been done in that sort of like that really nice artwork, that sort of like 3D bit artwork. So it's kind of like it retains the original look, but sort of like HDifies it. Really, I love that graphic style, but I think if you see it too much, it would get too much. It's like if you have too much of a good thing, then it just makes the rest just a bit too stagnant. But yeah, really cool. I beat the first one at the beginning of the year, so really looking forward to this, because the other one was just a PSP release put onto the PlayStation, where this is actually, I think it's been remastered and made to look a little prettier. Next up, we've got Martha is Dead. Again, like I said, I've had this phase of not being able to beat games, and I've been wanting to play some like cozy games for a bit. So I got this. So this is, I believe, is like a walking simulator. I said I wanted to play it, but like here we are, like all these months later, and I've still not played it. Willie Morgan and the Curse of Bone Town. That just sounds so flipping wrong, doesn't it? So, so this is another point and click adventure. Next up, I should have shown it actually, but the lads bought me a what was it? It wasn't a shmup book. It was a book. It was a Run and Gun. That was it, by Bitmap Brothers, for my birthday in August. And I was like, oh, I wonder what games are on there that I've not played and stuff. I did play one, but I downloaded a couple digitally, and because they gave me a voucher as well. So thanks a lot for that, guys. Even though I don't know if I've showed it on a video. I don't know. But yeah, this game was in the book as well, and it's Fury Unleashed. I've been meaning to pick this up for quite some time. It was only like 12 quid, but it's got like a slip cover that's like, that's the edge and that's the actual normal disc underneath. So that's quite cool. You don't see many like that. Next up, that's a PS5 game. Right, next up, so I went and thought, do you know what? I'm going to get the, what is it? VGNY collection, subset. I've got a couple. So I didn't have Zero Strain, so I got that. I can't remember where I got these from. It might have been East Asia, so not East Asia Soft, Video Games New York themselves. Might not be, I can't really remember. I've had them so long. And Within the Blade, which is sort of like a 2D Shinobi style platformer, my kind of game really. So glad to get these. Another super rare game, Source of Madness. Now I know Ollie 8-Bit Boy played this fairly well, say for the beginning of the year maybe. I don't think he was a fan of it. So I think it's like a Metroidvania. Looks pretty cool. I mean, the artwork alone is worth it. So cool. Next up, we've got Risk System, which is, can you believe it, a shmup. So I think you have to like fly close to projectiles and enemies to like then get like a better like upgrade system. Again, this is another VGNY release, so I don't think there's any left that I need to get now. I don't think, but I might be wrong. Next up, we've got one that I've been wanting for so long, and it's Melty Blood. So this is a one-on-one fighter. There is a couple on the PS2, which I've only got one, I think. Or did I get the other one? I can't remember. But yeah, this looks really cool. I got it used, so I got it for a fairly decent price. I think it was like 50 or 60 quid or something, which is a lot of money, but the digital one's going for that. So I was like, well, I might as well get this. So a nice one to have for the arcade fighters. So I'd like to play that one day. And the last PS4 game, we've got Riddlum, which is a sort of horror game that was released by what are called Limited Rare Games. So this is the last Limited Rare Games PS4 release, who are mainly known for releasing that Poop Slinger. So yeah, their website there's something always that goes wrong on their website. So it makes you think something's going to go wrong with your order. But yeah, ordered that, and that was quite cool. So this is a Vita game. I've not bought a Vita game for ages. I sold most of my Vita games, but there is a reason why I bought this. Well, I say bought it. It was a trade with Ross. So he got a load of PS1 games from me, because obviously I was selling loads of my PAL stuff. And he just went and got all the janky stuff. The stuff that I couldn't sell very easily because no one else wants it other than him. Even though some of it is actually quite worth a bit of money, it's just still a bit of a hard sell. But yeah, he loves all that kind of stuff. So I'm glad it's gone to the right person, really. And this has definitely come to the right person, because as soon as I received this, I just went through the game again. And it is Super Meat Boy. Absolutely love this game. This is like probably top 10, if not more, of this generation. In fact, it was for 360 when I first played it, or it might have even been Steam. I've played so many versions of this. I love it, absolutely love it. So yeah, still not really beat it properly. I've not like gone and like 100%ed it, because it does get really tricky. But I did most of, like, when I went through it again recently, I went through most of like the overworld, and then I beat all of the overworld and then most of the dark world. I never did all like the really crazy levels at the end. I just kind of like, I just played it to enjoy it, and not like spend a whole day trying to beat one level like I have done in the past. But yeah, this is a really cool package made by Limited Run Games. It's supposed to look like a slab of meat, isn't it? Like from what you get from the butchers, I guess. But yeah, really cool to get this. I've now got Super Meat Boy on, I think, everything now. Actually, do I have a Switch? Is there a Switch version? I don't know. Maybe there isn't a Switch version, and I do. If there is a Switch version, I do need it. So, yeah, then I can beat it on another system. Although I'd hate to beat it on that. Right, next up, one game that was recommended by Dave, Tyler. I can't remember what his flipping channels. Dave, anyway. And it is Returnal. Him and Gordon have bigged this up for ages. And on my birthday, Dave was at mine. We went to CX and we picked this up. So yeah, I played it straight away, and I was like, I was really enjoying it. But it was like, it's weird because like, I think you've got one life to beat the whole game, but every time you play it, it plays differently. And I don't know. I know Dave was like, if you get stuck, just ring me up and then I'll go through it with you. But my head's still not really into playing games where I've actually got to use my brain. I kind of like to just turn off at the moment and not actually put much effort into playing games, unless it's a shmup, because I don't really engage my brain. Don't really engage my brain for much, to be honest. So yeah, I do plan to beat that. Next up, Euphoria 2. This is a sequel to an NES game by Sunsoft, as it says below. This was a mistake. I've already ordered this. It's on a pre-order. It's on a pre-order of games from, I think, Red Art, isn't it? Red Art games I've still not received yet, so I completely forgot I ordered it. I think about 6 months before, and like I said, I bought a few other games, so I thought, well, I might as well get this because it's something I want. Yeah, I really wouldn't mind having the original Euphoria on the Famicom. I don't think it's called Euphoria on the Famicom, is it? It's called something else. It's just the NES PAL B version that is Euphoria. And last but no means least, we have got Slitterhead. So, you can see my house. So this game is a horror game, as you can maybe see here. So this is sort of like known for like a really bad, well, not really bad, a really interesting trailer that looked like kind of like horror movie, sort of really just freaky, sort of like horror, sort of like what's missing in video games now. Looks like it's taking a risk. And yeah, so I've heard this game is like not the best. It's really janky and everything like that. But it was something that really interested me. It's a Marvelous release, if you can see, an Exceed Marvelous release. So I've got a feeling this is going to be a one and done. Usually they don't really do second releases of stuff like this. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to get this now while it's affordable. I might be wrong. This will probably be in the bargain bin in about 5 days' time, and I've probably overspent. But I've got a feeling I'm not that it's bought for value or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it's always nice to know something's going up in value rather than down. But yeah, this game is really interesting. Like basically, it's not what I was expecting. Basically, you're like, I think you're a demon that's like possesses humans, and I think you can only be in the human for a certain amount of time. The gameplay looks really wild. There's no game that I've ever seen that looks like it plays like this. But yeah, originally when I ordered it, I got it from Bazaar, and they sent me the Korean version, not the American one, which would have played in English, I think, but I wanted this one because it's the American one, and it was a cooler box. I think it's a bit of a chunkier box. So yeah, really pleased to get this instead of that one. And when they did resend it to me, they sent it with a pop figure, like a really small pop figure of Luke Skywalker. Random, but yeah, really good. So they rectified the mistake and did a little thank you. So yeah, kudos to them. So yeah, there's probably other stuff as well, but I just at the moment the room is a pigsty, and I need to set out the room, and I'm procrastinating doing this. So anyway, thanks for watching. I don't know how I'm going to stop this. Where did I put that bloody pen? There we go. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. I don't know when that'll be, but it will probably when I do my Gradius retrospective. See you later, guys.